or what does a data analyst is going to do with the data obtained in a data analysis. In the sequence rule, the learning data set can be further augmented. An association rule mining exercise will yield lots of association rules. We can draw data or we can draw analysis of what is the frequency, how the customers are going to buy the product. Hello students, welcome to the next session of Cloud Computing and Big Data Analytics. In the last session, I told you about the descriptive analytics, isn't it? In descriptive analytics, one of the things that we got to know is the association rule. That is how the data are associated when we take the data from the raw data, isn't it? We extract the data, how they are associated. So that is the association rule, and some of the steps that can be taken in an association rule has been discussed in the last session. Let's start this session with next step in the association rule, that is the lift measure. What is we are going to do in a lift measure, or what does a data analyst is going to do with the data obtained in a data analysis. Okay, so we have a table which provides an example from a supermarket transaction. So here is the table with the supermarket transaction to illustrate or to demonstrate the lift measure, how to take the lift measure with the data. Okay, here we have coffee, not coffee. So here we have tea, not tea, and total of it. So we take the lifting of the data. We take not coffee 50, coffee plus tea, who are all demand with both coffee and tea. Not tea, only coffee. This is not coffee, only tea. Neither coffee nor tea will be 50. So we have total of 100. Now only tea, total of 200. Not opting for tea will be 800. We are making the analysis of 1,000 people who are interested in either coffee or tea. Okay. Let's now consider the association rule. Tea is associated with coffee. Antecedent and the support of this rule is 100 by 1000 or 10%. And the confidence of the rule is 150 by 200 or 75%. You can observe here. So how tea is associated with coffee. At first sight, this association rule seems very appealing or very confident given its high confidence. Okay, confidence percentile is more when compared to the support. Okay, however, closer inspection of the data reveals that the prior probability of buying coffee when you buy a tea equals 900 by 1000 or 90%. Okay, the probability says that it is 90%. Okay, a customer who buys a tea is less likely to buy a coffee than a customer about whom we have no information. If we know about a customer who buys tea, his chances of buying a coffee is very much less, isn't it? Contrary to that, along with that, if a person buys coffee, it is very rare that he is going to buy the tea, isn't it? So, we can draw data or we can draw analysis over the data that are known to us, which are prior known to us. We can't draw analysis on the data which we don't know. We don't have any information, isn't it? The lift is also referred to as the interestingness measure, takes this into account by incorporating the prior probability of the rule consequent. As we say, life X associated with Y will calculate with support of X union Y, support percentage of X union Y divided by support of X into support of Y. We take life or interestingness or lift can be calculated as X associated with Y. Okay. So, lift is also referred to as the interestingness. Analysis of the interestingness when with a customer or any data set. A lift value when we take less than 1, when the lift value is less than 1, indicates a negative dependency. There is a negative dependency or substitution effect. One can be substituted by another. Interest is very less. When a lift value is larger than 1, indicates positive dependency or the complementary effect. It can complement this one. That can complement this. So, they are reverse of each other when the lift value is less than 1 and greater than 1. Okay. In our example, lift value equals 0.89 when you take the support of the X union Y and divided by support X into Y, support of Y, we get the value 0.89, that is less than 1, which clearly indicates the expected substitution effect between coffee and tea. If coffee is there, tea may not be, tea is not there. If tea is there, coffee is not there. An association rule mining exercises will yield lots of association rule. After lift measure or calculating the interestingness of a customer with two products, next is post-processing association rules. When data are collected, now we have to do the post-processing of it. Okay. An association rule mining exercise will yield lots of association rules such that post-processing will become a important activity in case of the descriptive analytics. Example, if you take the steps that can be considered in this pre-processing, post-processing is filter out the trivial rules, the basic rules that contain already known patterns. There are patterns which are already drawn with other algorithms. You have to filter out all those data. That is, buying spaghetti and spaghetti sauce, buying a noodles and a tomato sauce. So, they are more associated, isn't it? This should be done in collaboration with the business expert. You have to sit with a business expert. The data analyst must sit with a business expert to analyze the data that are obtained after deleting the trivial rules of known patterns. Okay. Perform a sensitivity analysis. You have to perform a sensitivity analysis by varying the minimum support. Support must be either increased or decreased to get new set of values, as well as the minimum confidence values. You have to vary the minimum support and minimum confidence values, especially for rare but profitable items. Like we have cars like Ferraris, sports cars. They are less used, isn't it? Less buy, but they have more profit, isn't it? So another example is Rolex watches. So there are some brands which are less purchased, like a Lamborghini car or a Rolex watch. Not everybody can afford it, isn't it? Only few in the society can buy those products. But the profit will be more even if you sell less number of items, isn't it? So, you have to analyze the data by increasing the minimum support and minimum confidence values or varying the values. So, especially for rare but profitable items, it could be interesting to lower the minimum support value and find the interesting associations. You can minimize or maximize the values, but whenever you vary the minimum support and minimum confidence values, you get new set of values. Use appropriate visualization facilities, that is OLAP based processing will be done to find the unexpected rules that might represent a new and actionable behavior in the data. Using OLAP analysis and other visual facilities, you can draw unexpected rules that might represent or that may represent new types of actionable behavior in the data. Okay, measure the economic impact. Okay, what is the profit and what is the cost of the product with the association rules. You have to check the cost and benefit profit of the association rule before actually using it. The next thing is to make the association rule extensions. You have to extend the association rules. Since the introduction of the association rule, there are various extensions have been proposed. Okay. The first extension would be to include the item quantity and the price. In the previous, the association rule was not qualified or analyzed with quantities or price, but the extension added the quantities as well as the price. This can be easily accomplished by adding discretized quantitative variables. What are those? 3 bottles of milk. Okay, so they are quantitative variables, isn't it? 3 products, 3 products or 3 packs of the soap, 3 packs of the provision, 3 packs of the shampoos, like that, or 3 bottles of the shampoos you can take. So you can add the quantities and the price to the transaction data set, and you can mine the frequency of the item sets using the a priori algorithm. You can get the frequency of the products by even adding quantity and price. How much quantity? If the product, if the client has produced or brought 3 bottles of milk or 3 bottles of shampoo, if a shampoo lasts for 15 days, that means if there are 3 bottles of shampoo purchased, it can last for 1.5 months, isn't it? Or the 45 days, it can last. So you have to analyze the purchase of the customer, frequency of the customer by using the quantities as well as the price. Another extension is to include the absence of items. Okay. Also, this can be achieved by adding the absence of items to the transaction data set. If the item is not there, what is the demand of that product? How the percentage of demand increases with the absence of the item. So the human mentality is that if the item is not present, we feel that we do need this product. If the item is present, okay, you can manage the item or you can manage the shopping without that item. If item is not there, we feel that human tendency is that if it is not there, we want it more, isn't it? If it is there, you may not have a zeal of buying that if more quantity is there. So you have to add the extension to the association rule with the absence of the items. If the item is not there, how frequently you are going to demand for that? Okay. And again, mine using the a priori algorithm with the absence of the items. Okay. This is the another thing. Multi-level association rules mining is there. There are association rules at different concepts level of a product taxonomy as we can view. So we have the beverages association rule will vary. Non-gassy drinks, milk, carbonated drinks and beer, or the data set, one set of data which are less associated with each other, isn't it? Carbonated drinks, milk are less associated. Beer and carbonated drink are also less associated or little bit more associated. And non-gassy drinks are different category. They are not associated with any of it, isn't it? Support and confidence level, confidence percentage will be very much less in these beverages. But when you come to milk, the next level is without fat milk or processed and stored milk with the fresh milk. There will be little association between them. When you take the UHT milk, you'll have the flavored milks, strawberry milk, chocolate milk, vanilla milk and plain milk. They are highly associated, isn't it? There is a chance that if you buy a strawberry milk, you may go for chocolate milk. So if you have, they are highly associated, okay? So with multi-level association rule, meaning the different levels of the product taxonomy will have different percentage of support and confidence and different percentage of association rule, okay? A similar approach can again be followed by adding taxonomy information to the transaction data sets. This taxonomy can also be added to the data set, which adds some more factors to the data processing. Now, note that different support levels may have to be set for different levels of taxonomy. As I said, support and confidence will be different for different levels of taxonomy. Okay, this is about the association rule extensions. Now we need to know about the applications of the association rule. The last thing is to know about the applications of the association rules. The most popular application of association rule is market basket analysis. What is the frequency, how the customers are going to buy the product. You may observe that supermarkets have the items arranged in a particular manner. There is no randomness in the material viewing or materials that are collected in the supermarket. Each supermarket follows a pattern in which the products are arranged in the racks. How they are arranged is based on the demand of the customers. If the demand is more, the items will be in higher measure, because even though you can't access that easily, since it is, you need that, you can easily buy that. The products which are little bit less sold will be at your eye level, so that you can view those products and get motivated that I have to buy this product, and you can buy that. So all these study will be done before arranging the items in a supermarket or any mall, okay, based on the demand. The aim here is to detect which products or services are frequently purchased together by analyzing the market basket. How frequently or how the data are associated, how the items are associated with each other. If you buy this, you'll buy this most of the times. So that kind of products will be analyzed. Finding these associations can have important implications for targeted marketing. Example, next best offer. Which is the best offer we can give on a product? If they are purchasing in a combo, so the another product having less item, less price will be given as a free, like that. And the price of this main product will be increased. So next best offer. To decide the best offer, you can use these studies. Product bundling, that is, you will get bundled products. If you get this, you will get bundled with this, isn't it? So that will be done using the association rule. Store and shelf layout. How do you arrange the products in the market? And our catalog design. How do you design the catalogs when you advertise or when you market your product? All these will be assisted by the association rules. Along with that, another popular application is recommender systems. Okay, these are the systems adopted by companies such as Amazon and Netflix to give a recommendation. They'll recommend this. This is recommended. This is the best one based on past purchases, browsing behavior, as well as the customer review. Based on that, they will recommend a product. For that also, they will use the association. With this, you can buy this, isn't it? The next thing is sequence rules. In the sequence rule, the learning data set can be further augmented with artificial data. You are going to add the artificial data which is then labeled like classified or predicted by the neural network. Here again we use the concept of neural network so as to further increase the number of observations, how much you are observing the products, to make the splitting decisions when building a decision tree. So this sequence rule is mainly applied for decision trees as well as the neural networks to split the data. At which level you have to split them. That will be taken by sequence rules. If there is no sequence is cutting at a particular data, it will be taken to the next level. That is what the sequence rule is used. Okay. Given a database D of customer transactions, again we take database D, the problem of mining the sequential rules, sequence of the data, is to find the maximal sequence. What kind of data are maximum sequenced with each other, one after the other, among all sequences that have certain user-specified minimum support and confidence, which build a support and confidence. An example could be a sequence of web page visits in a web analytics setting as follows: home page, electronics, cameras, camcorders, and digital. With the camcorder, we'll move to the set of digital devices. So this is sequentially arranged. From digital cameras to shopping cart, to order confirmation and return to shopping. It is important to note that a transaction time or sequence field will now be included in the analysis. Okay, so transaction time, how much you need to process or to view a web page. Whereas association rules are concerned only about what items are appeared together at the same time, that is association. Now the sequence looks at the transaction time and the sequence field as well. Okay, so sequence rules are concerned about what items appear at different times, sequence between the times of product purchase and all those other associated. So inter-transaction patterns between two different transactions. Like if you are buying a diaper, how frequently you are buying that, whether for 1 month or 15 days or 1.5 months, like this. You are sequencing the purchase by a customer about a particular product. At what time gap you are purchasing that product. To mine the sequence rules or to extract the data using sequence rules, one can again make use of the priori property. Prior patterns will be drawn, because if a sequential pattern of length k is infrequent, it is not frequent, its superset of length k plus 1 cannot be frequent. If a subset with k length will be infrequent, then the superset drawn by this subset will also be infrequent. Consider the following example of a transaction data set in a web analytics setting. The letters A, B, C refers to the web pages that are linked with each other. A sequential version can be obtained like this. Session 1 has ABC, link of ABC. Session 2 is from B to C. In the session 3, I have accessed from A to C, from C to D. Session 4 is all about A to B, directly from B to D. Session 5 is D coming back, D, C, A. So this is the sequencing version we got. So examples of transaction data set for sequence rule mining has been given here. So session IDs are given like this, 111. So page 1, sequence is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. How frequently the data are accessed is given here in the sequence. And we have the session ID repeated for some of the pages. Okay. So B and C has the same transaction, session for session ID. So second session, third session, like this. So first session has 3 pages, A, B, C. How frequently they are used? So we have session 1, A, B, C. Session ID is 111. A, B, C. How sequence was? 1, 2, 3. When you take second session, it is BC. So we have BC. Sequential order is 1, 2. Then if you take third session, it is ACD. ACD. So it is 1, 2, 3. Fourth is ABD. 1, 2, 3. Fifth is DCA. DCA are accessed independently. So they have the sequence 1, 1, 1. In the same value, they are accessed. So while coming back, we don't set the sequence. Sequence will be 1, 1, 1 only. One can now calculate the support in 2 different ways. Okay. Consider, for example, sequence rule from A to C. Okay. A first approach would be to calculate the support whereby the consequent can appear in any subsequent stage of the sequence. If it happens in appears in any stage of subsequent. In this case, support becomes 2 by 5, that is 40%. Okay. Another approach would be to only consider the sessions. We consider session wise in which the consequent appears right after the antecedent. Okay, A after A, C immediately after A. In this first approach is to calculate the support where the consequent C can appear in any subsequent stage of the sequence. Like if you take the example, here we have the C in only one case, A associated with C, antecedent and consequent. Consequent followed by A in only one thing or only one session. So that gives you a support of 40%. That is 2 out of 5. That is 40%. Another approach would be to only consider sessions in which the consequent appears right after the antecedent. So in this, C appeared after A in 2 stages. So it will be 2 out of 5. 2 sessions out of 5. In any subsequent ABC or ADC or ACB, like that, or ABC, ABDC, like this. In any order, if the C becomes a subsequent of A, it will be considered in first approach, where in the example it is 2 cases, 2 sessions, it will be 2 by 5, that is 40%. Another is only when it is immediately following the A. The consequent appears right after the antecedent. It is in only one case. Okay. One now can calculate the support in 2. In the second case, the support becomes 1 by 5, that is 20%. A similar reasoning can now be followed for the confidence, okay, which can then be 2 by 4, that is 50%, or 1 by 4, that is 25% respectively. Confidence. One web page depending on other will be 50% and 25% with the previous example. Remember that the confidence of a rule A1 associated with A2 is defined as the probability P A2 of A1, support is A1 union A2 divided by support of A1. For a rule with multiple items, we can have A1 associated with A2 up to A to the power of n minus 1. When you have multiple items, the confidence is defined as probability of a set of n, a to the base n, that is set of items a1, a2 to a to the power of n minus 1, or support will be a union a2 union a3 up to a n minus 1 union an divided by the support a1 union a2 up to a to the power of a to the base n minus 1. You can calculate the confidence as well as the support in single items as well as multiple items. This is about the sequence rule that we usually follow in the descriptive analytics. So this completes the associative rule as well as the sequence rule that we discussed in the descriptive analytics. Thank you.